I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.
Hey guys, how are we? I just thought I'd do a video on Stranded Deep and everything that you need to know about surviving on Stranded Deep. There's a lot of little hidden secrets on this game that a lot of people don't know about, and everything that I searched for, it just come up single videos of how to do certain types of things, but there's no how-to guide on how to survive this game altogether. So I'm going to see if I can make a clip today, maybe a 10-minute one, just to show everyone everything you need to know on how to survive on this game. So the first thing I may have figured out is the cartographer. So world editor. If you go into the world editor, you'll see all these skulls and a little red dot. So this red dot here, the reason why it's coming up red, it's because I haven't discovered it yet. Every other island I've discovered on this survival thing. So that's where the eel is. That's where the megalodon is. That's where the octopus is. And there's my way out. So that's where the plane would be to get out of here. So how you would figure out where exactly the monsters are on this. So the top right corner there where it says north, obviously that's north. So if I was to head west from that center island, I would end up at the eel. And that's how you find your way around. And if you have to come back to this main menu every single time to just figure out, you know, from north, where is the monster, that's the easiest way to find them. That's the way I found anyway. And it does work. Alright guys, so here we are. As you can see, I've actually put a lot of work into this game. I am on day 88. On day 84, I went over to the abandoned aircraft carrier, and there is a plane up there, World War I jet-looking thing. You've got to beat each of the bosses to be able to get the parts. So once you beat a boss, it'll give you a part to be able to repair that plane over there. As you can see, I've got all 3 of the trophies. So I've actually beat them all. I've got on the plane. I will, at the end of this, show you what it looks like surviving completely and taking off in that plane. You're going to be highly disappointed because I didn't expect the ending at all. It was pretty crazy, actually. So yeah, Sharp Tooth, you know how to read. The angry one. And the wok-eyed one. Anyway, guys, so a lot of people don't know this. I took me a couple of days to figure it out. But these are fibrous leaves. You get them all around your island. I'll grab my axe. Find them for you. So these things here, these regrow. These are pretty much the only thing that regrows. Anything that gives you fibrous leaves will regrow. Even the big ones. The ones that drop 5 or 6 of them. There's one around here somewhere. Just here. So these will keep regrowing every single time. Make sure that, you know, if you've got a bit of spare time while you're surviving, go around, hit it, leave it on the ground, hit it, leave it on the ground. And if you keep doing that, they'll pile up. You'll have 3 or 4 of them after, you know, a week in-game days. And then you just go around collecting all of them. You'll have a couple of hundred. But I didn't know this until probably day 40. I was using palm tree leaves because it tells you to put palm tree leaves into these things, water still. You can actually put fibrous leaves in them. I know it's not really that big of a deal, but when it comes down to it, how many palm tree leaves have you got on your island? You've only got a few trees. So yeah, use fibrous. They give you just as much water. It's just as easy, or it's, if not, it's easier. And yeah, and there's your unlimited source of water. Look at that, beautiful. Also, another thing, grow as many potatoes as possible. I currently have 8 crop plots. The rain will give you a lot of water, so you don't have to water them that often, believe it or not. The reason why I'm growing so many potatoes is for the still. The more fuel you have, the better it is. You can stay out at sea for 4 or 5 days even. And not just that, if you really wanted to go have a look around, you can jump on your gyrocopter. Everyone knows who has flown the gyrocopter. It's not that fuel efficient. So if you've got 4 or 5 cans of fuel on you, you can drop at an island, refuel, and keep going. And you can really discover most of the islands, and you can figure out exactly where you are. Also, another thing with the beds. Save as often as possible, obviously, because you never know when the game's going to crash or anything else like that. But I've made a kind of like a compass out of the beds, and I find it's the easiest way to find my way around. I'll give you a demonstration. I'll grab some fuel, I'll take the gyrocopter over to a different island. Okay guys, as you can see, I'm on a completely different island altogether. None of my stuff's here. What I've done with the bed is I've used the back of the bed as an arrow. So it doesn't matter where I am on the map, all I do is, that's pointing towards my island. So if I turn the gyrocopter around, that's my island over there. So if I come over here, obviously I can still see my island from this island, so it's not that hard to find. But let's say you're 4 islands away, and you're not sure where your island is, just point the back of the bed at the last island you were at. So you kind of got like a snake to follow. Oh, yep, this bed points towards that island. This bed points towards that island. And eventually it's like a trail of breadcrumbs and you can find your way home. It may take a little longer, but I'll guarantee you'll always find your house. You'll always find your island. These wooden crates here, what I've done is I've put floors on top of my boat. Except for in the middle. And what I've done is I've just laid them down in here, because everyone knows on Xbox One we don't get the crate stacker like PC do. So this is a great way to store all your crates. They won't fall out, they're pretty stuck in there, and anytime you get a new crate you just flip this one up onto its side and then slide another one in straight beside it, and I can carry a lot of stuff now, like tons of stuff. Another thing while I was mentioning, you know, don't be afraid to move stuff around. It is going to take a lot of time, but don't be afraid to do it. Barrels. Barrels are the hardest thing to get back to your island, I've noticed. So what I'll do is, I'll take all these crates out, or at least just a panel on the side here of crates. I'll take them all out, and I'll go out in search of barrels and barrels only. And when I pick them up, I'll slot them in the middle here. Or I'll put one on this side and one on that side, so it evens out the raft. Because you'll notice that the weight can sometimes overtip your raft. So yeah, another good tip. Or even build another raft with a hole in the middle just for crates and tyres and whatever else like that. Meat smoker, a must. It will make your food last up to 8 to 10 times longer. I've had cooked meat, it'll spoil in half a day. Smoked meat can last a couple of days. Very handy to have. So, wooden trunks. You'll go to an island, you'll start chopping down some trees, and you need some wood, because everything needs wood to work. You need wood to refill your fuel still, your smoker, your fire pit. Each one of these will take 4 wood. That'll take 4 wood to make, you know, a full tank of fuel. That'll take 3 wood at least to smoke some meat. You'll constantly go through firewood to cook food. You go through a lot of wood. So one thing I've figured out as well is you don't have to chop these things into 4s. You can if you want to, obviously, if that's your style. But if you just want to save a bit of time, because as I said, this game is already a grind. So there you go. There's your 4 pieces of wood. Instead of doing that, if you go to an island and you're just there just to collect wood, and you know maybe fill up the crates on your boat like I have, you can just pick up the trunks, and they'll go straight in your inventory. That way, you only have to hit the palm tree or whatever you're going after 3 times, and it'll break off this giant chunk of wood, and then you can pick the whole piece of wood up, and each pieces of those logs, or the trunk of wood, will go into your wooden crates over there. Just a quicker, easier tip, just so you're not constantly out at sea looking for wood. Okay, so guys, a few other things, just to use the tools, or how to actually use the grill or anything else that around your house. So what you want to do is you want to drop the fibre on the ground. This is a loom. Loom will create cloth. You can make bandages out of cloth, everything else like that. So you can't have it inside your inventory. You've got to drop it down on the ground next to the loom, and then go into your crafting menu, and there you go. There's your cloth. That's how you make it. Same goes with the grill. Obviously, if you want to cook up some fish, you want to carve up some fish, drop it on the ground, press left trigger, and drop it on top of the grill once it's lit, and that'll cook your fish for you. Everything's very manual in this game. Also, another thing to keep your fish, or cod. Cod will give you 2 medium meat for each fish. which if you cook up one medium meat, it will give you half the amount of, like, half your food gauge. So they're pretty handy. I go out and collect a lot of them. They're just offshore, just in the deep a bit. Be careful of sharks, obviously. And I just collect a heap of them. If you leave them intact like this on the shore, they will never spoil. You can have them on your shore forever and just grab food as you need it. It's a lot easier that way. Same goes with the tanning rack. See how I've just dropped the leather on the ground there? Go into your crafting menu. The leather's on the ground. It's not my inventory. And then I can create leather. And that's how it's done. And just to prove that there is nothing in my inventory, there you go. And that's how you create leather. So everything's very manual. You've got to put it on the ground. Same as the plank maker. So this plank maker here, you can actually make planks to make floors or on the top of your boat, or even just these big foundations here. You can use it to make crop plots. Same goes. Stand next to it. Make sure you've got some logs next to you. Go down to where the planks are, and there you go. That's how you make planks. Easy as that. I know a lot of these tips and tricks don't seem like they're that big of a deal, but without this guide, I guarantee you, it takes a little bit to figure all of this out. Alrighty. Let's go hunt a shark. Okay, you can see I've got a lot of spears on me, a lot of wooden, crude spears. The reason why is because they're easy to make, they're cheap to make. One piece of wood will make one spear. And that's all there is to it, and that's the only reason I do it. And this method of hunting sharks is probably the easiest way that I've found to bring down a shark, and probably the quickest as well. Obviously, the higher your hunting skill, mine isn't fully maxed out, you don't have that much hunting. The higher it is, the more damage you're going to do with your spears. Make sure you carry between 8 and 12, preferably 12 spears. Just in case, because you want to have more than have less. I've actually heard stories of people going out hunting sharks and they hadn't taken enough spears with them, and they ended up having the shark get away or regain its health, which, who really wants that? There's ominous music, so there's obviously a shark around here somewhere. You know what, I'm going to go out in the ocean. I don't like doing this. Yes, I know I'm an Australian, I shouldn't be scared of the water, but not all of us want to punch sharks in the face. There's one right there. Alright, so you want to line him up. Ooh, I don't know if I got him then. This is why you want 12 spears. The best way to do it is find an elevated boat. Stand on the top here. He can't get in here with me. At least that's what I've experienced so far. Or you can even lure them to the shore, and you can go just on the edge of the shore, and they'll keep coming back at you, and you can keep hitting them with your spears. This is literally the easiest way that I've found. He'll swim away, he'll come back. See, he's straight back already. 3 spears in him so far. 4. Oh, missed. 5. I think you really don't need me counting, you all can count. Remember your oxygen. There we go, look at that. I didn't count the last couple, but that's it. And that's how you get your sharks. These things will give you large meat and 3 pieces of leather. You'll get the 3 pieces of leather first, and then after you've done taking the leather off it, or the hide, it'll start to give you meat. 3 large meat each one. And as I said, same goes with the fish. The sharks, if you just leave them on your shore, they'll never spoil. So there's 3 large meat you've got constantly. Let's put him down next to Barry. There you go. You got a friend, Barry. Not bad, mate. You see what I did there? Got your friend. Alright. You can also collect all your spears back. Grab them all out of him. He doesn't need them anymore anyway. Oh, what happened to his tail? Ooh. Anyway. That's how we go after tiger sharks. I haven't seen a hammerhead or anything yet. The only sharks I've seen is these tiger sharks. Not sure about on Xboxone whether we can get those ones on PC or not. But yeah, that's how you take down a shark. Very easy, didn't get bitten, didn't start bleeding. Find yourself a boat like that, go hunt a shark. And as I said, even if you wanted to, you can lure them up to shallows like this. Obviously, don't go too far out, but yeah, just enough to submerge yourself in the water, and you can take them out from this level as well, and they'll keep coming up to you, and you can back off if you want to and go back onto the sand, give it a minute. You can even stand on the shore here, start spearing them. It's up to you guys. Okay, so these things, I call them prickly bastards. The reason why is because if you stand on them, they poison you, and the only way to cure that poison is to outlast it, or to collect the pee-pee plant. And you've got to collect 2 pee-pee plant, make a coconut flask, and then make an antidote. I have currently 4 of them made up in my house over there, but if you stand on these things, they will poison you. Do not go near them. They are absolutely terrible. We've also got the Prickly Bastard 2.0. Another thing, guys, if you go into your menu and you get sick of snakes biting you and poisoning you, or you get sick of sharks attacking you every time you want to go out and collect some stuff from the ocean, passive, or remove them altogether. Okay, that's a lionfish. Do not go near those things. They can swim near you and then they can poison you. Just another thing that can kill you in stranded deep. Don't touch lionfish, they are not your friends. See these balled up spiky things? I don't know what they're called, I've never been close enough to be able to read it, but I call them Spiky Bastards 2.0. You stand on them, you swim near them, they will also poison you. How fun are they? Yeah, don't go near them. So, the purple starfish looking things that have got probably about 8 legs, 8 to 10 legs, they will poison you. Spiky Bastard 2.0 will poison you. Lionfish will poison you. 2 ways to get rid of it. Outlast it or cure it. Another tip and trick for the furnace and the brick station. You want them overlapping. The reason why is because let's say you've got the brick station over here, you've got the furnace over here. When you go into your menu to make the clay bricks, see, you will need to have the brick station and the furnace in the vicinity to be able to make the bricks themselves, and obviously some clay. So don't put them too far apart, because otherwise one is useless without the other. Just a tip, make it a bit easier for yourself. And another tip or trick, if you're looking for clay, I know a lot of people have been looking for clay and can't find it. I myself looked it up. It's in the shallows of the water. You can't find any clay on land, at least on the Xbox version. I'm not sure about the PC. If you are looking for clay, it's a funny looking rock. Like, it's hard to miss, really. Swimming around in the shallows until you can find a bit of clay. Oh, there's some right there. There you go. See what I mean? Doesn't look like every other rock. You are going to need a refined pick to mine the clay, but that's it. It's just there. You'll get 6 clay out of each rock, and you can just keep swimming around in the shallows. And some islands will have 2 or 3 clay rocks. There you go. There's another clay rock just there that you can mine. Just go get some air. Come back down. There you go. There's another one right there. So there you go. There's 12 pieces of clay right there. And that's how you get clay. Easy as that. Also, if you're out and about, and you do have a boat set up with lots of containers and stuff on it where you can store stuff, grab as many rocks as you possibly can and just pile them up back at your base. Just grab as many rocks, fill up all your containers, everything else like that. I'm talking about containers. There we go. There's one right there. But yeah, just pick up as many rocks as you possibly can, fill up all your containers, take them back to your base. You will never have to worry about rocks ever again. Once you hit about 2 or 3 islands, grab all the stones, you should be good from then on. This poor bugger. Okay guys, another thing. With the gyrocopter, it's not that hard to find pieces for this thing either. If you just go to all those abandoned wrecks, like you'd see over there where my marker is, or even one of those bigger ships just over there, go and search their hulls, go and search all the crates on there, and you'll find pieces for these things all over. As you see here, I'm missing one more piece to build another gyrocopter. You can be level 10 and go and collect all the parts for this thing. You need an engine, air filter, fuel preserver, and the propellers and the frame. You're good. Like, you can find these pieces in every single ship almost. Like, you can have a gyrocopter by day 10. Well, you can have the parts for the gyrocopter by day 10. You probably can't build it by then, because you need your craftsmanship to be up. Alrighty guys, this is where you'll find the plane that'll allow you to escape from Stranded Deep. Obviously I've already beaten all the bosses, I've gotten all the parts, I've stockpiled the food, stockpiled the water, stockpiled the gas, which you will have to do. Not too hard to get a hold of all that stuff. One thing you might want to do if you are flying over here and you do plan on playing the game still after this, because you will want to keep playing, trust me, just keep your gyrocopter out of the way, because you'll probably want to use it to go back home. Alright, go home. Exciting. Alright, so I've repaired it all, stockpiled my food, stockpiled my fuel, all that stuff, and I'm ready to go. And this is the ending on Xbox One. Do you want to save? Yes. Make sure that you save the game, because you're going to want to keep playing the game after this ending. Alright, let's do it. Here we go. Hold X to start the engine. So it turns out this businessman that, you know, you started off as when the plane crashed, turns out he was a World War I pilot as well, because he knows how to turn this fucking thing on. Alrighty. Can't see Dick out of the windows for some reason. Yep, he knows to turn that. Engage the rail. I'm telling you, this guy's been on this boat before. There we go, just turn it. Alright guys, here we go. The ending of the game. Let's do it. By the way, you don't have to control the plane for any of this part. It's just a cinematic. It'll do it itself. That's not the ending. Keep watching. Three hours later. And it's nighttime, even though I arrived on the boat in the morning. And that's it. So you crash into another plane, and yeah, I don't know. I guess that guy has to do everything again. At least he's got a house and some water to survive on. We've already set that up for him. But yeah, that's the ending of Stranded Deep. And that's why I said you're going to want to save it, because it doesn't make any sense. A little bit stupid. Alright, that's it.